Who let you guys in? Well, since you're already here, my name is Sean. Welcome to Venom Racing's Road to Hallett. Today I'm going to show you how to get your car ready for the track. So you signed up for your track day. So what's next? We need to catch up on all your basic maintenance. First thing you need to do is change out your engine oil and throw a new filter on for good measures. The next thing after that is go ahead and check your transmission oil, and if you haven't swapped it in a while, go ahead and swap it out. And if you're rear-wheel drive, go ahead and change out your rear differential fluid as well and get some new fluids on board. Another thing you need to do is check your engine coolant level. And if you haven't changed it out in a while, go ahead and do an engine coolant flush for good measures. The next fluid we need to check off the list is actually your brake fluid. And make sure that's up to level, because the last thing you want to do is to be going into a corner at triple-digit speeds and not be able to stop. So go ahead and make sure that you have adequate fluid, and if you haven't yet, a good upgrade. We'll talk about that in the next portion. So the next thing we need to talk about, guys, is tires. That was almost a big mistake. The next item on the list is you want to check your condition of your tires. You want to make sure that you have adequate enough tread to provide enough grip to stay connected at the track. You also want to check your pressures in your tires as well. For reference, I set mine to around 30 on all four tires when they're cold, because you anticipate them going up at the track once you get a little bit of heat in them. The tires I'm running on my car are the Bridgestone RE71Rs. And now these are considered a cheater tire because they provide so much grip for a street tire. Now, I'm not recommending that you have to run that much of a grippy tire at the track, because really you don't need them. You can actually run a pretty mild summer tire and still learn a lot about your car and have a great time at the track. So the next thing we need to talk about is the equipment you need to bring with you to the track. So I would recommend bringing a bag of tools with you, just a kind of assortment of different wrenches, sockets, the whole works, just because things will break at the track. So go ahead and be prepared for that. Be a little proactive, not reactive in that kind of situation. So bring a bag of tools with you. The next thing you want to bring is a helmet with you to the track. And the helmet, you want to make sure it has the right certifications to be able to run at your track. So every track is going to be a little bit different in what they require, so make sure that you do a little bit of research on that before bringing a helmet. Now, if you don't have your own helmet, they might have rentals at your track, so keep that in mind. So the next question that a lot of people ask is, do I need to upgrade my car before I head to the track? The question is kind of a yes or no question, because no, your car, really it's a good thing before you add any power levels or anything like that. You really want to learn the car at its base before you start adding modifications. But there are a few upgrades I would recommend doing. To switch your brake fluid over to an aftermarket brake fluid. So I would recommend switching over to the ATE Type 200, which is pretty cost effective, and it does the job just as what you need. Another upgrade in the brake system I'd recommend is changing out your OEM brake lines for steel braided brake lines, just because there's been documented failures at the track where your car is, for example, my car is almost 20 years old and the OEM brake lines are rubber, and after time with heat and things like that, they become less compliant, and actually with enough pressure and heat they could explode, and now you don't have any brakes. So you might be going at 100 miles an hour, going into a corner and you lost your brakes. Well, it's not going to be a fun day, let's say the least. Another thing I would recommend doing if you really wanted to is upgrade your tires. So go ahead and get a fresh new set of tires for the track. That way you have adequate enough grip. That way you're not sliding up the track, unless you want to have a drift session. So those are really the two. Also your brake pads. You want to go ahead and change out your brake pads as well while you're in there. So go ahead and throw a new set that maybe have a little bit more stopping power for you as well. And that would be the only recommendations I would say if you really want to upgrade your car. Those are the brake lines and the brake fluid are the ones I would definitely recommend. But besides that, I mean, do you need Recaro racing bucket seats? No. You don't need any of that stuff. You don't. Just make sure that your brake fluid and your brake lines are up to spec and up to date, and that's all I really recommend. Unless your track requires a roll bar, then go ahead and put one of those in or you won't be able to run. But besides that, I mean, make sure your safety equipment is up to date, your brakes are good to go, you have a fresh new set of tires. All this other junk, no, you don't need it. It's not junk, but I mean, you don't really need it. I mean, your basic car, go ahead and take it out there and you can have a great day. Alright guys, I hope this video was informative to all of y'all getting your cars ready for the track. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe and comment below, and stay tuned for more.